But if y'all haven't realized, and let me find it. Let me talk about this before I even get to that. The whole Breakfast Club shit. This is hilarious. Jesus Christ. Where's this Breakfast Club shit at? I'll put it on my page. Randomly last night, Angela Yee says the Breakfast Club, as you know, it is officially over. I was a little confused. From what I know, Charlamagne signed back to iHeart. He's an executive over there. He has the Black Effect podcast over there. DJ Envy, he's just one of them guys you call lifers. You know what I mean? Like, he's just always going to be there. Like, you know what I mean? He's the company guy, if you ask me. So when Angela Yee said the Breakfast Club is over, first of all, no disrespect to her, but she ain't the person I expect to make the announcement and not make the announcement at 8:58. So I was like, huh? So, you know what I mean? I kind of already thought, because she also said it's over as you know it. You know what I mean? Clearly meant she was leaving. I salute Angela Yee because I want to see how she's going to go ahead and take on whatever challenge she's going to take on. Let me be very clear. I like Angela Yee. I think she's really dope. I think there's a lane that she's always. I think she's actually birthed the lane for, like, you know, certain type of lewd talk within, like, podcasts or even radio. But let's be very honest. When it comes to the Breakfast Club, Angela Yee was a top-it. Okay, it's Charlamagne's show. We all know this. You get me? It's Charlamagne show. So when Angela Yee says she leaving, I think people are like, okay, like, what the fuck does that? like, you know, the funny thing is, when niggas found out this morning, because she did a whole, like, they did a whole thing on the Breakfast Club explaining it. Half of the niggas was clapping, and half of the niggas was like, okay, listen, this is what they did. Can I be real? Let me tell you this, man. This is me talking. I personally believe radio is finished. And radio is finished because the woke movement killed it. Any edgy content got to be on podcasts these days. I think Charlamagne realized that at a certain point, and I think Charlamagne pivoted. He pivoted straight to mental health. I had a good conversation with Charlamagne not too long ago, and I remember he said something to me which was it was so true. He said, Act, they tried to cancel me for what they made me famous for. Those type of jokes, those type of whatever, they then rebranded later as you bullying them. But they loved it in the moment. They put me on the fucking cover of a magazine and said the hip hop Howard Stern. But times change. This woke movement right now has completely made radio pussy. Like, there's no radio station that's relevant. None. Let's be honest. And Charlamagne's the last radio superstar. Let's be honest. But even he, you know, because he has a lot of other ventures outside, he can't wild out too crazy. He probably could do more on a podcast or something like that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that when I think about that, about Angela Yee's next move. By the way, I think Angela Yee is a fine radio personality in the sense of, I remember Lip Service back in the day. I don't know if it was called Lip Service. It was something after dark. I forgot what it was called. But that shit used to be spicy. It was very like, it felt like you couldn't get that anywhere else. It was on Sirius at the time. That's when the Gucci Man shit happened. It felt like conversations you couldn't get nowhere else. I'm telling you this as a fact. Radio is completely pussy now. What the fuck is Angela Yee about to do? Everything that Wendy Williams used to do on radio. By the way, Wendy got out of radio at the perfect time too. Even Wendy about to come to podcast. Because Wendy couldn't be that edgy no more. They canceled all that shit. They told all of them to shut the fuck up and press the button and play the songs. They killed personalities. They stopped investing in making these people super jocks. I remember when I was a kid listening to people like, whether it was Star and Buckwild or shit, even Ed Lover in the Morning or shit, even Miss Jones and shit. There was a time that I was going like high school listening to motherfucking Joe Button on the fucking radio. I don't know why he was on that bitch. But he was good. Radio is completely clapped. Now, the Breakfast Club is definitely an establishment, one of the best and the biggest and the longest running. I'll go even beyond saying a morning show platforms. So I give them all the credit and all the flowers they deserve. But let's be clear. That was Charlamagne's show. He has a great brand. He can do whatever he wants. I wish Angela Yee the best, but I don't see whatever she finna do making no type of wave. I'm going to keep it a beam with y'all. And what I mean by that is that I don't think she's not talented. I just don't think iHeart or anybody in the radio business will really give her that leeway. Angela Yee a spicy chick, but y'all got to let her rock. That's why I thought Sirius was good for her. I gotta let somebody like Angela Yee rock. You see that interview that Kevin Gates did with Carisha? Man, that's some Angela Yee shit. Angela Yee gonna be telling Angela Yee gonna get to the nitty gritty about how that nigga like his tongue in a bitch's ass. Real talk, that's how we do. That's how she do. Like that's her thing. But is iHeart about to let that get played on their radio airwaves, bro? Hell to the fucking no. That's one thing that podcasts have liberated me from. Because when you go into some of these companies, bro, like, well, all these companies are about selling ads, but sometimes you get into their bureaucracies where it's impossible for you to be you. You being you is now toxic. You being you is now, like interfering with some Me Too agenda. You being you is now considered bullying. You being you is just dated. But such is the case. I remember when Charlamagne got on, people used to be like, damn, I wonder if Charlamagne gonna go as hard as Star. You know what later I realized? Man, Charlamagne could have never went like Star. Star was wildin'. But what Star was doing at the time when he did it was up to par with what was expected. Now I'm trying to tell you that radio has basically eliminated the personalities. I think when it comes to radio content, iHeart's about to get to the point where they're about to try to do what MTV did. They're going to keep the Breakfast Club and just try to make a bunch of other shows and then just keep replacing them. These days, if somebody about to do an interview, shit, if they pop on that Drink Champs, $1 million worth of game, or even shit, off the record, like, that shit about to be raw. It just feels different. Radio just feels different. Also, I'm going to keep it real, is the technology just advanced. There was a time where the aux cord just wasn't that popular. Even though it was, but not this popular as we are right now. When I hear the radio, it's like I'm hearing an ad. I quickly cut my Bluetooth on and I connect my phone and I start playing from my own playlist on Spotify. Y'all tell me if y'all listen to the radio. Only time I listen to the radio is when my phone dead. Now, these ain't indictments on the people who work at radio. And by the way, I'm not encouraging or saying none of them should leave because I think all these people have worked to build a great brand at radio. I think Angela Yee is doing the good thing. Get your check from these niggas. You put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. You took a lot of headache from iHeart to make the Breakfast Club. Yo, get your shit and Do it as long as it lasts. Now, I'm only talking impact-wise. It's all about impact. It's all about impact, people. Because sometimes the check will come, but the impact won't be there. Everybody they had me trending. They were hoping for me to comment on it and say, Ak, when you gonna talk about these niggas breaking up? Them two bozos, Desus and Mero, broke up. Niggas was never funny from the get-go. Them niggas was just cooning for the white man all the time, man. Them niggas there was never really them niggas, bro. Let's just keep it a buck. But you know what, though? They did find some people who found them funny until they signed the biggest check of their life, which was with Showtime, and the funniness went away. That just wasn't a platform niggas consuming shit on. If they was on just a podcast on everybody platform, maybe they should be still rocking. When it was on Vice, people were consuming it a little bit more. You went to Showtime, my niggas stopped listening. Now y'all beefing with each other because one nigga probably big nigga and the other nigga like, bro, I'm carrying you, the other nigga getting his feelings. Yeah, y'all shit's a rap. That's how it go. Let's just keep it 100. The platforms done changed. Everything they all clown me for. I remember them two bozos sat up on Showtime. And by the way, they both don't got more millions than me. That's facts. But I remember they tried to sit up there and try to shit on me. And the whole culture was trying to laugh with them bozos at me. I remember that. Oh, yeah, they're winning. Winning how, fool? How could they be winning when I seen every Breakfast Club interview go up on YouTube when I've been dominating YouTube? I seen everybody getting their platforms on YouTube and the platforms I'm on. I remember they sat up on that fucking dumbass show. They say, yo, this nigga's on Twitch. Well, look up now. Let's see who's on Twitch. Everybody's trying to get on this bitch. Complex got to deal with Twitch. Vice tried to get at Twitch. Everybody trying to get at Twitch. But that's why I ain't gloat too much when y'all niggas got canceled or whatever the fuck happened. Because today for y'all, tomorrow for me. You never know. I try to remain progressive. I try to remain passionate. I try to pick the influence over the money. And I try to make sure that I'm trying to be for tomorrow, not for the check for today. I've passed on a lot of shit. When I used to come up, I used to think that my end goal was to be on a Breakfast Club show. Once I started getting popping around 2017, I knew I could never fill in a seat at the Breakfast Club. And I just didn't see radio making another moment like that. So I said, maybe I'm going to end up on some digital radio shit. Maybe Beats One or something. Keep in mind, and this is one thing, you know, I don't know why I think this is a shot at my nigga Charlamagne, because I think he's always been progressive. He just know how to get the bag too. Because Charlamagne told me in 2015. 2015? Like 2015, he said, yo, Ak, do this podcast. He wanted me to do a podcast. I didn't get it then. I said, nah. 2017, I said, Complex came. I hopped on Complex. Joe came. He said, Ak, do this podcast. I said, nah. 2021, I did do it. So I ain't going to say I'm always first or leading on everything. I've been the first and led on a couple of things, and I'm proud of those things. But this is why I look at radio and I'm like, man, salute to those giants who did their thing. And salute to Angela Yee. Keep getting your bag. Only thing I would say to her, whatever you're doing with iHeart's out of gas. Like they puffing and wheezing. Like, yeah, they got asthma. Nah, that ain't it. Whatever you got on your own shit that you be spicing up, that's it. I think the same with Charlamagne. You feel me? Anyway, congrats to Yee. I just think that iHeart's out of steam, man. I look at radio these days. They ain't one radio. Yo, there was a time, I'm telling you, in real rap, I used to wake up and I used to listen to like the abridged version of the Breakfast Club. And I ain't trying to make this about like, oh, I think the Breakfast Club and whatever, but that's what's radio. We used to listen to radio. Nigga, radio we don't listen to no more. We listen to podcasts. We ain't listen to nothing where you can't curse. We ain't listen to nothing that's super professional no more, nigga. We rather listen to DC Young Fly and his two homies on the stage just cracking up all day. We rather listen to Nori drunk as just pouring shots all fucking day. Nigga, we rather, if y'all know how Nori and Wallow give it up, them niggas came to my studio to shoot, when we did the shit, probably at like 1 point something million views. Nigga came in one white boy and a suitcase, nigga, and set the whole podcast up just like that. They ain't need no big studio. That warmed my heart. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I remember I thought that you needed a big studio in Times Square for niggas to take you serious, not realizing that ain't what people want. People just want good content. And I remember when I used to be making YouTube videos out of the back of my Mazda 3, and I was lying to my audience like I was in a radio station, because I thought if I told them the truth, like, bro, I don't got no big studio right now, I'm just in the back of my car, I thought they would just say, man, fuck that nigga, we gonna listen to the professionals. You know what shit done turn into now? Any nigga with a mic. It could be a Yeti mic. Could be one of these. Could be a Shure SM7B. You could get whatever, man. Just do your thing. Be entertaining. Be insightful. Be enlightening. Be entertaining. And good things will happen. I love that. Radio is dead. Podcast lives. And podcasts at some point will need to pivot because it's getting really saturated too. I don't sit here and celebrate none of that, but I also look and I said, let me tell you this. That's what I always tell, when I did a deal with Spotify, I told them, I said, man, even though I do think podcasts are the now in the future a bit, I said, I'm not doing this deal if I can't keep making my YouTube videos. Yeah, my little YouTube videos where I put my gifts together and I just get my jokes off. If I can't do that, I don't want the Spotify deal. If I can't get on Twitch and talk to my niggas, because that's how I work shit out. Some of my best moments, my most iconic moments, my most viral moments